Okay. Catch my breath because I have to go change very soon and leave again. Hi, it is birthday weekend and I am super excited about it. I started reading this today during reading sprints at school and I am 88 pages in so far. It is not what I was expecting, but it is what I was expecting. It's kind of off to a slow start, which is why I don't really have the words to say for it. But I think we're finally getting to a point where there's a little bit more that's going to happen relatively soon. It's been interesting. And it's weird and it's strange, but that's what I was hoping it was going to be. So I don't really have a ton to say. I actually have to go change because we're about to go rock climbing at a brand new gym that just opened up. And I have to leave very soon to go meet Dave there because he's driving there right after work. So I started it. I'm kind of into it. I'm hoping it'll get a little bit better soon, but that's all I have for now. So I will check in again later. Okay, I totally goofed up this whole readathon and I did not read on my own birthday. We were just a little busy going and seeing family, and I feel like that's a pretty valid excuse. So I did read a bunch today during our reading sprints at school, and I am like just over halfway done at this point. This is just okay to me. I think there's some parts that I enjoy. There's some parts that it's a little strange, and again, it's supposed to be strange, but maybe a little too strange. Up to this point, Jonathan has unveiled his secret of why he's receiving the shock therapy to try to shock the gay out of him. And I don't want to ruin it because I was like, I should have seen that coming, but I didn't see it coming. It was pretty shocking. And he is now at a point where his doctor said that he's not fixed. And the suggestion from the doctor is to have a boys' day together kind of thing, like a boys' weekend. And it's partly because his mom died when he was born. And so there's this complex, and maybe that's how you can save him, is like show him how to be a man kind of thing. So that's where I'm at. And we'll see. We're going to see how this goes. I do not think I will finish it tonight. Maybe I will. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I could. I might. Who knows? We'll see. So I've realized in editing that I have kind of goofed this up and I've done a really terrible read-a-thon vlogging job. So this is probably the hottest mess of a video that I have, hopefully will have. Now I have lived and I have learned a little bit about what I should and should not do, and that's life, isn't it? So I'm gonna kind of fix this, I guess. This will be fun. Once upon a time, for my 31st birthday weekend, my plan was to read this book. I, in fact, did not really read this book for my 31st birthday weekend because on Friday I read it during school during our reading sprints, and then Saturday I hosted reading sprints on Instagram, and then I had people over for a barbecue, and so I did not read. And then on Sunday was Mother's Day, and I also did not read because we went to visit family. So therein lies the catastrophe of my reading experience. I finished the book on Monday. I did not think I was going to, and I ended up finishing it. So here is a summary, and here are my overall thoughts in my review. This book takes place in 1973, and Jonathan is a young gay man who has been involved in an incident of which his parental unit witnessed or heard about, or anyone saw it, whatever. And now he is in shock therapy treatments to rid himself of his gayness, because homophobia is a raging thing. There's one scene in particular in this book where in health class they are discussing the gays and how problematic they are in society. Whew, that was hard to read. That was tough. So Jonathan has willingly been going to these shock treatments to rid himself of what is wrong with him and to make himself better. And it obviously doesn't work because that's not how gay works. Jonathan's father is obviously homophobic and wants to fix his son. He's also a raging alcoholic. Jonathan's mom died giving birth to him, and Jonathan's father apparently, it's very traumatic for him. He insisted that they save Jonathan and not his mom. So that's kind of hard to grow up with, this idea, knowing that you were saved when your mom could have been and you wouldn't have existed, kind of thing. And maybe not necessarily feeling like, maybe holding on to this idea that, was it a mistake for you to be saved? You know, especially when his dad finds out he's gay, maybe there's some regret there, and it comes out a little bit throughout the story. They try to rebuild their relationship per Dr. Evelyn's advice, who is his therapist who has been working with him with the shock treatments, and it doesn't really go well. You know, his dad tries to force a girl on him. That doesn't work. He ends up meeting Webb at school, and this takes place in the very beginning of the book. But Webb is a Lakota boy who, he and his family were at Wounded Knee, and they actually left because they lost a lot of their family there, and it's just been a really traumatic experience for them. So they're trying to regroup before they move on and figure out what to do with their lives at this point. There's almost an instant connection between Webb and Jonathan, and they kind of just have this weird, Webb is very hippie-esque, right? Like, he's got a lot of the hippie lingo, and they have this very interesting relationship where, like, they don't need to say anything, but they understand how each other feels, kind of thing. And it's weird. It's weird conversation back and forth, but for them it works, I guess. I don't want to ruin the ending of it, but I do want to give a review of this book. It was not quite what I was hoping or expecting. I guess I appreciate that it was a little strange because David Bowie's strange, and I love that kind of strangeness, but the writing to me was incredibly choppy, and it felt like the characters were a little lackluster. I appreciate it for what it is, but it's not my favorite, and I don't know that I would hold on to this forever, and I hate saying that because I was so excited about it, and I love the cover, but the story was just flat for me, and it was too much to try to keep up with almost this multiple characters within Jonathan's self, like trying to keep up with their conversations back and forth. Once you kind of got the hang of it, it was okay, but it was just weird. It was not my favorite, and I'm disappointed by it, but I will give it a 3-star because I'm trying to appreciate it for what it was worth. So that is my terribly put together vlog of this book, and I'm really sorry that it looks the way it does and that there's not a ton of information until the end. So basically this is just a review of Ziggy, Stardust, and Me by James Brandon. Sorry. Anyway, my birthday weekend was pretty fantastic. Wish this book was a little bit better. I think that's why I didn't really care about reading it over the weekend, but that's fine. And that is unfortunately all I have for you this week, this letdown of a video. So I will see you back here next Saturday, hopefully with a better reading vlog of something that's a little bit more exciting. Have a great week, and I will see you back here next Saturday.